Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.
It's March Mania at Sports Interaction, NHL, NBA, MLB, and of course March Madness, and so much more. It's bananas. Play Pinata Picks and Minute Madness, exclusive games with insane odds that you can't play anywhere else. Make your next bet with Sports Interaction. Download the app in Ontario using the QR code at the bottom of the screen, or head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN to get started. 19 plus, please play responsibly. Hello everybody, welcome back to Game Over Ottawa. Maude and Charlie with you once again. With a bit of a disappointing loss for the Sens against the New Jersey Devils here tonight, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, didn't feel like they were really ever they were in it, but it never felt like they had the advantage at any point. Obviously they were playing catch up most of the game. But even at 3-3, the ice still felt a little tilted. We're gonna get into it, but I think it's actually supposed to be a tie game because New Jersey scored the first goal on a power play that shouldn't have happened, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah, I think we might as well get into that right away because I think the most interesting thing about this game was Brady Tkachuk trying to speedrun a Gordie Howe hat trick in the first period. And unfortunately, I don't think he ever got that assist to add to it. No, he didn't. But he was close to the full Gordie. And the fight, I mean, at least they did end up calling the instigator in the end, but the original hit that pissed the Devils off so much, just to be just blunt, how on earth was that a charging call?
It wasn't a penalty.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I wasn't sure at first. I messaged you asking if you had a different view of it because the replay just kind of showed him gliding in. But he just the official ruling from what I decided to look it up. And from what I can tell, the wording on the official ruling of what is a charge is kind of ambiguous. It's just like if a player is making sure to have like way too much like speed going into, because I don't know about you. Growing up, at first I don't know why this is in my head. In my head, I was always like, oh, it's 3 strides or more directly into a hit. I don't know why that was in my head. I don't know if the rule change is, if there is a rule change, or if the official rule book just has it written out different. I don't know. It just it leaves it more up to interpretation, I guess, based on what I looked up. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I totally thought that it had to do with the strides as well. But what did it end up saying in the description?
I will look that up right now just to double check.
Oh, I thought you had it like ready to go. But yeah, like so I guess it doesn't technically matter with the strides too much. But if it does, like, Brady pretty clearly eased up, in my opinion, before he made the hit. Like, in my mind, when I think of charging, it's like you make these big steps and you go right at the guy, whereas this was just kind of Brady back-checking hard, and then he literally pivots. He turns and kills all his speed to try to, like, hit the guy. So I don't really understand how that's charging at all, to be honest.
Yeah, it didn't look like he left his feet either. Like, it looked like a fine hit. I'm surprised no one got hurt just because ended up being an open door and feet were kind of
it was really awkward
around. So Rule 42 of the NHL rulebook dictates that charging shall, and this is in quotes, shall mean the actions of a player or goalkeeper who, as a result of distance traveled, shall violently check an opponent in any manner. A charge may be the result of a check into the boards, into the goal frame, or an open ice. The infraction may warrant any severity of penalty or combination of penalties as the officials deem fit, including a major plus the game misconduct or suspension if the infraction results in an injury to the opposing player. Weird that it specifies if it results in an injury there.
Yeah.
But I think the actual quote is just shall mean the actions of a player or goalkeeper who, as a result of distance traveled, shall violently check an opponent in any manner. That just really leaves it up to interpretation.
Yeah, at that point, is the distance traveled like from the very moment he started skating forwards on the back check, or is the distance traveled when he pivoted away from back checking to decide to hit the guy? Like, that's pretty unclear to me.
I have no idea. Either way, I don't see a penalty in that play at all.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like that all night. I think it was Was it Brown who took a penalty in the third that also did not look like a penalty at all?
I was convinced that his stick didn't even touch Palat. I don't know what the hell that was. Like, I mean, Patrick Brown dropped his stick, so I guess there was something there, but
Yeah.
it looked like absolutely nothing to me.
Yeah, so that Hughes goal that made it 1-0, as gorgeous of a goal as it is. Um, yeah, power play goal that should have been on the power play. And also I think there's also an argument to be made about I can't remember who it was, but someone on the Devils, like there probably should have been an interference call on Hughes, not on
Oh,
Hughes
at
rather,
the blue
when
line, eh?
Hughes came into the zone. I can't remember who it was on the Devils that probably interfered with someone on the Sens, but the Devils players who lost his stick. So I bet you the refs are looking at like, oh, whatever. Like it was a team on offense that lost a stick. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just able to pull up the video here really quick. I'm curious because I remember people saying that there was a pick at the blue line, but
yeah,
oh yeah, he sure just totally bumped Gambrell right as Hughes was coming in. It was sneaky. It was sneaky. I don't know
yeah.
like how much that really affected the play in terms of Hughes getting in and scoring, but it's definitely
Hmm.
something that they probably should be calling. Like when you think of that
Yeah.
Justin Hall interference pick that got called in Game 7 against Tampa last year for the Leafs, like it's pretty similar to that. And those picks are just a strange thing that they get called once in a blue moon, but otherwise like they never get
Right.
called. So it's a weird one.
Yeah. So a few question marks. I mean, I don't know. We're at the point now where even if the Sens pull out the win, like I don't know how hopeful we are for playoffs. So I just it's like we're probably complaining for just a very similar end result, just a 2 point difference in the end of the season. But like it'd
Mm-hmm.
be nice to. I don't know. I think after that Colorado game, I'm just like especially angry at the refs. So I'm just like
Yeah.
finding reasons to bring it up. I think.
Yeah, like overall, I wouldn't say that we lost because of reffing tonight, but I think it definitely was an issue.
Hmm.
It was a
Yeah.
factor, and of course, the reason we lost is just horrible giveaways. Like, what the hell was the start of that
Oh,
second period there? Holy crap! Those were two of the most shocking giveaways I've ever seen. Like Stutzle, at least he just fanned on the puck. Like that's a mistake that just happens. You don't really intend to do that, but what the hell was Nick Holden doing with that pass? Like that was just mind-boggling that he didn't just skate the puck out to the blue line and at least get it to safety. Like just absolutely shocking.
it's wild. And like when you're 5 years old playing hockey for the first time, what do your coaches tell you? The boards are your friends. It's the first
Yeah.
thing you're told. The fact that he doesn't take 3 strides out of the zone or fires it up the boards. The first thing he's like, you know what? I'm throwing this across the zone while we're getting pressured. Why
Oh,
not? So yeah, that the Stutzle giveaway, it didn't result in anything, but the Shabbat giveaway in the neutral zone
yeah, that was
in the
rough as
second
well.
period as well. Just like that the whole second period, the first half of that second period, you messaged me saying Stutzla lost like looks like he lost all of his like hockey ability like in Monstars fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Um and then I mean he kind of got back to his normal self
I
a
guess a little
little
bit.
bit through the game, but not really.
Just for me, it
Like
was the
he looked
fact that
so good.
yeah, just the fact that he had that giveaway that led to the third goal, and about like 5 minutes later, he did literally the exact same thing, and the Devils didn't score on it that time. I think Ferguson made a save on that one, but it was just like, what is going on? It's like if they came out to play properly at the first 5 minutes of the second period and didn't just make these awful mistakes, I think we'd be talking about a different result here tonight. It was those 5 minutes of the first 5 minutes of the second period that just absolutely killed us.
Yeah, that was brutal. And you know what, like to their credit a bit, I don't think we've seen that drastic of I don't know how to put it, just like a rebound effort, I guess, following an awful start to the period. Like usually if we've seen that, it's been like, oh, they played awful for the whole second, and then in the third period they kind of get it together and
Mm-hmm.
just come up short. At least this time it was in the same period that they looked terrible that they started to turn it around.
Yeah, it was a quicker turnaround. They didn't stink it up for the whole period, so at least there's that. But yeah, I don't know about you, but in the third period after that Hamilton goal, because we had a couple chances right before it, I didn't really feel like we had much of a
Yeah.
chance to tie it at all. Like it felt very
No,
similar. It felt very similar to the Boston game where it just looked like they were running out of gas when trying to tie the game at the end.
yeah, and I was listening to I was watching the Devils broadcast, and they were talking about how this Sens team is so young, and they've got they've got legs for days, and they're never tired. And I thought, like, this, you haven't watched very many Sens games, have you? It always feels like it always feels like the Sens are the team running out of gas, and like maybe that's because they spend a pretty decent amount of time defending game to game, and maybe that's part of it. I don't know, but like, I don't know. I don't know where this point is going.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no, to echo your thoughts. They did not feel like they were in it following that Dougie goal.
It was a weird game where we had our chances, but they were kind of few and far between. It's not like we had any we didn't really have any sequences of sustained pressure, although I feel like that's the case with the Sens a lot this year. It's a lot of like rush offense and kind of suddenly scoring as opposed to like dominating for a whole period and managing to pull it off.
Yeah. I feel bad for Ferguson.
Yes,
Because
we should give him some praise because it was certainly not his fault tonight.
I feel bad. I can't remember who tweeted it, but it was such a great observation that maybe you follow whoever it was as well, and can tell me who it was, but someone tweeted that Ferguson like looks like he struggles, like he that's not the right way to put it. Anyway, it essentially was like Ferguson makes a whole bunch of saves he has no business making, but also looks like he's like fighting to make the easiest saves of the night at the same time.
I could
Like the
see
number of
that.
times I've seen him catch the puck off of a rebound off of him, like it looks cool, but like it's just he struggles. I don't know. He didn't have much help, I guess, is the best way to,
Yeah,
to
like
put it for him tonight.
we
But
we talked about those goals that were the
yeah.
turnovers, and both of those were like straight into the slot, and then they were both just absolute snipes from the Devils players too. So couldn't blame him on any of
Yeah.
those. Just the game winning goal from Hamilton, that one was pretty ugly. Like it's a positioning mistake where he left the post a little bit and Hamilton caught it. But other than that, definitely not Ferguson's fault tonight. He battled, and the team didn't exactly give him too much to work with. More than in that Pittsburgh game, but not that much better.
Yeah. No. And like, yeah, like since we can't expect to see Ferguson in Pittsburgh every game,
Yeah.
possibly ever again. Like frankly. So but yeah, honestly, like yeah, I don't put this on Ferguson at all. I think he had a pretty all right game.
Yeah. I think I feel like I don't have much else to say about this game other than the fact that we talked about Stutzle with those turnovers a little bit, but I do also want to point out that he, according to Sportsnet stats, he's the youngest player in Sens history to record 80 points in a season. So we have to give him a huge shout out for that.
Wow.
Like, despite pretty much playing like crap today, he still got 2 assists, which is the funny thing about Stutzle all year, is that whenever he's had a quiet game where you don't notice him much, it seems like he still gets 2 points every time.
Yeah, and I like those are always my favorite players for some reason. Like even as a kid, I always thought it was so funny when I'd be like, "Man, I didn't see this player at all." And I look at the score sheet, and yeah, like a couple points, and it is. This is a weird sentence. I love watching players like that because it makes me question everything I know about hockey. Like I look at those players, I'm like, "Am I an idiot? Why did I notice this player?" But it just goes to show that even on their quiet nights, they're still so good. And maybe part of it is because it's usually the better players that end up with something like that. Like I remember, very early on in Crosby's career, I watched a lot of Penguins games, and I noticed that and granted, I was a kid. I was like, I was like 10 years old when he joined the league. But even as a kid, I was like, man, like Crosby just really wasn't a goal and 2 assists. And so I'm rambling again. Essentially what I'm trying to say is just like I think it's always the best players that are like that, right? Because it's only the best players can have like a quiet night or like a not flashy night and still be better than most of the players on the ice and still put up points and be extremely productive.
Exactly. It just shows how good of a player he is, and we're just so happy to have him with this ability to just produce no matter what. It's been rare for the Sens over the last decade to have a player like that, and I mean, I was a little bit surprised with the stat of quickest to 80 points or youngest to 80 points because and we'll get into this a little bit later in the trivia, there is a couple players, especially early on. I'm mainly thinking Alexei Yashin, that I thought that maybe he would have had that. But maybe he was the previous quickest one.
Right. That probably checks out. I look back in our previous conversations, and we brought this up on another show that we did together the night that I said this, but I said this was back in mid-February. I said that Tim Stutzle is already potentially the best player the Sens have ever had.
Yeah.
And like, I don't necessarily want to double down on that, but what I will say is his style of play, just the way he like is just everything about him. I've like, we've never seen someone like this on the Sens, never.
Yeah.
You know, if I think like who are the best players ever played for the Sens, you can think Karlsson, who is a unicorn, frankly. Like Erik Karlsson doesn't play like anyone. Erik Karlsson plays like Erik Karlsson.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go like Alfie, and then like I don't want to say anything that even remotely like brings Alfie down, because that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying this season a lot of people have mentioned that Giroux plays a lot like Alfie, and it's true. They're very similar styles. So I think as far as like all-time greats go, that Stutzle will 100% be in that conversation when it's all said and done. And just, yeah, like he is unlike anyone we've ever seen on Ottawa before. And like, I don't know if he has a ceiling. Like he's so good. It's unbelievable. So yeah. The Sens are worth tuning into just for him. And that, which says a lot because of how many fun players are on the roster this season. The Sens are filled with really exciting players, but yeah, 100% worth tuning in just for Timmy.
100%, yeah. I totally agree with pretty much everything you've said there. And speaking of some of the Sens greats, I think this is where we're going to throw it to our special trivia segment tonight. So I think it was about 2 months ago now that Charlie tested me with some crazy Sens trivia. That one was trying to name the most obscure Sens players possible. And that was difficult for me. I believe you won that one, right? With the scoring, I think you beat me.
It was for a game that I decided on and like a thing that I just enjoy. It was very close. It was very close. And in hindsight, I'm realizing now what I should have done was do a randomizer for 10 numbers, and we would have gone with those 10 numbers, and then it wouldn't have been a 2-hour episode. But it was a 2-hour episode, and it was a lot of fun.
It was a fun one. So we're going to do something a little bit similar here today. I've come up with the game this time, and I have done
all right.
My guesses beforehand, so I already have my score, and then we're going to test Charlie live here and see what he can do. So again, this is a blind topic. I haven't told him what the topic is going in, but it is going to be going through every season in Sens history except for this year. We are going to be guessing who led the team in goals each year and trying to guess how many as well.
Oh.
So
okay.
On one hand, I think this is a little bit easier than the one that I did, just because it's like specific numbers as opposed to coming up with the most obscure person. But on the other hand, I did worse on this than I thought I would, just because there's years where some guys are so close, right? And it's like you'll be sure that this guy was first in goals, but actually he was second, and you missed by like 1 goal or whatever. So
right.
So yeah, what do you think about this one?
That's interesting. I kind of like the fact he went for goals instead of points, because I feel like points would just be way easier.
Exactly.
Points would be way easier. So I'm ready to. My body is fucking filled with cough medicine and caffeine. So hopefully they even out. Hopefully they even each other out. So,
all right. So I made a bit of a scoring system here where if you get the correct player but not the correct number of goals, it's 1 point.
Right.
If you get it exact, so the correct player and the correct number of goals, then it's 2 points. And then if we both get the name correct, but we're both wrong on the number, then whoever was closer on the number gets an extra point. So I'll be, depending on how that goes, I'll be adding some points to my total as well. But then you can get a bunch of extra from that too. So It's a bit of a weird scoring system, but I'll be sure to keep repeating what score you're at as we go. My
Right. Okay.
score when I did this ended up being 19, which considering there's like 30 seasons or so, I don't think it's that good. But some of these years are tricky. So,
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, this is so tough. So what I'm going to do
mhm.
is I'm just gonna close my tabs here, and what I want to be able to do is write notes, but that's gonna look so fishy. So I'm just gonna not do that. I'm gonna go
Okay.
completely off the dome.
You
Um,
can always let me know if you want hints as well on certain years.
oof. Okay.
Because
All right. All right.
I'll be going through all the hockey DB pages to have the info ready to go.
Okay.
So before we get started, I'll give you the choice of this. Do you want to start from last year going backward, or do you want to start from the very first season in franchise history and go forward? I'll let you
I don't know
know.
why that's such a tough.
Yeah, I went backward,
Oh,
but I figured I'd give you the option
I'm gonna go forward
from the beginning.
from the beginning. I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna start
Okay,
in
that's
92.
bold. That's bold. I like it. So, from the beginning, then, the very first expansion season, I'll let you know
Yeah.
right away that I didn't get any player for this because I could not for the life of me remember who the hell was actually on the team in the Sens' very first
Okay.
year. So, you have a good chance at making up some points here.
Okay.
Do-
So remind me the scoring again. Remind me just so I know where I want to focus my energy here.
So if you get the player name and the exact number of goals, it's 2 points. If you get just the player name, it's 1 point. If we both got the correct player name, but we're both wrong on the number, then extra point goes to whoever was closer on the number of goals.
Okay. 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 So 92, 93. We're going right into it. Let's
Yeah,
go right
yes,
into it.
let's go.
I'm I'm pretty sure. I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm not gonna lock in this name, but I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure that Norm McIver led the team in scoring, which is weird because he was a defenseman.
Uh-huh.
So, but because he's a defenseman, I don't know if he'd leading goals. But that team was so bad that I think whoever leading the scoring on the team probably led in goals. So I'm going to say Norm McIver
You're gonna
for
go with
goals.
Norm?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were correct in that he led in points, but he did not lead in goals, unfortunately. But I didn't
Yeah.
even have a guess for this season. So you're okay to not have any
Right.
points so far with this one. It was Sylvian Turgeon with 25 goals in 72 games for that season.
Okay.
And
I'll, t-
our
I'll,
guy
I'll,
Norm McIver was 17 goals.
I'll take that.
All right, are you ready for the next one?
Oh,
Oh, we got
I'm losing you here.
a bit of Zoom lag here, I think. Hopefully hopefully Charlie can recover here soon. Oh, this would suck if he drops out right as we're doing trivia. I got no
Sorry,
audio.
sorry. I think I lost you there for a sec.
Are you back? Can you hear me? Oh no. Oh,
Oh,
if
I think we're back.
are we back? Can you hear me? Oh, he can't hear me at all.
Are we
No.
back?
No, I can hear you, Charlie. Oh my god. Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Are we
Do you
back?
hear me? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can
We're
hear
good.
you. Can you
Okay,
hear
we're
me?
good. We're still live. Everything is good. It was just
Yeah.
your connection. So we're back, okay?
Okay. Awesome.
Did you heard the
All right.
answer in that, right?
Okay.
For that.
So sorry. Can you? No, I missed that. What was the answer?
Okay, so it was Sylvian Turgeon with 25 goals. And your guy Norm McIver had 17.
Okay.
So he was relatively close, and you were correct that Norm McIver had the most points, but
That's good for a defenseman.
yeah. And the fact that you remembered that as well, because I didn't remember anything at all. We're on even terms here because I didn't get any points for that first one.
Okay. So I'm thinking probably gonna be Yash for a bit of a run here.
hmm
So I'll say for 93, 94, because Yashin was yeah,
What are you thinking?
because I'm trying to remember the order here.
This is where it gets
For
tricky
93,
of
94, I'm gonna say
remembering.
Yashin.
Like, this is where we start to get some good players, but you got to remember when they joined the team and stuff, right?
Right? Yeah. So I'm gonna say Yashin for 93, 94.
Gonna say Yashin, and how many goals do you think?
Uh, I know he was good, like right off the bat. Definitely, this definitely isn't his best season. I know he cracked 40. I think he cracked 40 a couple times, but it wouldn't have been his rookie season because I know Alfie's the only player to have won Rookie of the Year, and I feel like if you crack for the Sens anyway, and I know if you crack 40 goals, you should probably win that. So I'm gonna say my brain says 25, my heart says 30. I'm gonna say 30.
30 is actually exact. That's dead on. Yashin 30 goals. So you get the 2 points there. Holy crap.
Okay.
Oh my god. I when you were thinking about that, I actually realized a flaw in the scoring system is that I guessed Alex Daig, so I was wrong. If you got the number wrong for Yashin, it's like, do you get the extra point because I didn't even guess Yashin? I think I would have given you 2 anyway, but you got it exact, so you that was amazing.
Okay, I'll take it. That's never going to happen again. Actually, that's not true. I actually do know the answer for a couple.
There's a couple that you know.
Yeah,
I think I got 3 dead on in total, but I can't remember exactly. So yeah, 94, 95 is up next.
So now I have a problem because in my brain, I know that I know that Radek Bonk had some good seasons with the Sens, the Knights. I don't know if he ever led the team in goals. I don't know when he came in.
He's definitely hanging around this list, but I can't give any spoilers. You are correct that he's somewhere around here, lingering in the 90s.
He's in the mix.
Oh, I should remind you before you guess.
95.
This was a shortened season due to lockout as well, which I forgot when I was guessing.
Right.
I totally forgot.
So very good. Okay, so I'm gonna say how many games did they play again? Was it?
It looks like 48. Something? Yeah.
48. Okay. So I'll say let's go with Yashin again, and I'll say 23.
23 is your guess. Okay, you get 2 points again, or yeah, 2 points, I guess. I'm confusing myself by my own scoring system again, but it was Yashin, you're correct, and it was 21 goals. So it's not exact, but I guessed Daig, so who was second with 16 goals. So I think I give you 2 points again for that one.
Okay.
Even though I had the wrong name, I'm gonna do the scoring that way. Yeah, that's into 95-96 now.
Okay. 95-96, which was definitely a bad year because they picked Phillips first.
That's true.
Following
it is that year.
I'm just gonna. I think I just gotta stick with Yashin.
Sticking with Yashin again.
Does he crack 40 in 95? No, because the team sucked. I'm gonna say Yashin 35.
So this is the season where your boy Daniel Alfredsson broke onto the scene. And Alfie had 26 goals this season. Yashin, I guess he was...
is this when Yashin sat?
It must have been when he sat because he only played 46 games and he had 15 goals. So it must have been that year.
Oh, damn it. Damn it.
So
I should have like brushed up on my on just general Sens knowledge before this, but yeah, it's
hard to remember which year is which. Like when I was going back through this, every time I got to the like into the 90s, I was like, okay, which year was Alfie's first year? Because I know that he led the team that year, but luckily I did guess Alfie, so I got that one correct.
Nice.
Since I'm confusing myself with my own scoring system again, I don't know if I add a point or not for that, since because I didn't get the exact number of goals. I don't think I do. I don't think I had a point for that, but we'll see.
Okay.
So you're on 4 points so far, which out of 4 seasons is pretty good.
I'll take it.
So into 96-97.
96-97.
This is where it gets interesting because then the first few years it's just like one guy leading the team and goes way ahead of everyone, but now we've got a few guys in the mix.
Yeah, I don't remember what their first playoff season was. Was it 97 or 98?
I can't remember.
Am I allowed to ask that?
I think it was
Am I
9.
allowed to
Okay, well, on Hockey V, their record was below 500 this season, so I don't think they were in.
Okay.
Let me check what year that was.
You know what? I'm just gonna stick with my guns because I did this. I did. You know what? My guess for Yashin's full season before was 35 goals. So I'm gonna say Alexei Yashin 35 goals.
No way, you got it exact again. Holy crap, Yashin 35 goals.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And this actually was their first season in the playoffs. I guess they were below 500, but they had a lot of tie points. They had 15 points, and I guess that was enough to get in.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, Alfie slipped down to 24 goals that year. Dag had 26, and then Yashin was 35. So I had guessed Yashin on this one, but I had the number wrong, meaning I got 1 point, but you get 2. So you're up to 6 already now.
I've maybe looked at Yashin's DB page once in high school. Like I've never.
That's crazy.
Like looked into him.
That's crazy. That
because like my whole childhood, I've been told this. You hate this guy, and I've just been like, yeah, fuck it, why not? I hate this guy.
Damn. Somehow you know the Yashin.
Oh my god.
The Yashin stats.
Okay.
Craziness. So 97, 98 now.
97, 98. Oh, we're getting into like bonk is good territory.
Yeah, let me see.
So now I'm scared.
Yeah, Bonk was on the team now at this point. You're correct. It's another.
I want to say Yashin 35 again, but there's like, how many times is he going to score the same number of goals back to back?
I
want to go Yashin. I don't think. When would he have scored 40? I think it was right before the trade because he was like his trade value was like pretty friggin' high when they
we got a lot for him.
I'm gonna
sticking with Yashin on this one.
I want to go Yashin 37.
Okay, funny enough, that was my exact guess.
Okay,
but it was Yashin 33, so I would have given myself. Yeah, so I would have given myself 1 point for that, and you get 1 point as well. So you're at 7 points now.
Okay.
And then into 98, 99, we're almost at the new millennium. Almost at Y2K. There's some interesting names popping up on the team this year that mix things up a little bit in terms of.
Stutzle was traded. It was the 2001 draft pick. So 98, 99, 2000.
That's a key thing to remember for this is when Spezza was drafted, considering how that trade went.
But here's the issue, though, is that Yashin sat out a whole season at one point. I know for sure he missed an entire season, and I don't know which one.
Yeah, when he only had half the season played earlier, I genuinely don't know if that was him sitting out or if he was just injured. I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's before our time.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm impressed you're picking up a lot of points here. I had more points like in the recent seasons.
I think what I have to do is just go Yashin the next 3 years and guess around 40 because I know he has at least one 40-goal season. So I think I gotta just know that like I'm gonna have at least one of the next 3 wrong and just try
to get like, whatever
go all
you
in
can.
on Yashin. So I'm gonna go Yashin 40 for 98, 99.
Once again, this is exactly what I guessed, which is hilarious.
Really?
And it was Yashin 44. So we're both 1 point again.
Okay.
That's hilarious that the last two we had the exact same guesses.
Okay, hold on. My brain's doing a thing.
Yeah, what do you think?
He didn't sit out 98, 99.
Nope. He was the leading goal scorer for that year.
Would the Sens have gotten a haul if he sat out that season? Probably not.
That is interesting.
Because they traded him. Because that trade would have happened. I don't remember the date. I don't know if it was the day of the draft or it was
at least leading up
after
to
the season ended.
Yeah,
it was after the season ended in the 2000-2001 season.
Mm-hmm.
So, do the Islanders? I mean, granted, it is fucking. I'm blanking on his name right now. The GM.
Oh, was it Milbury? Was it Mike Milbury?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Mike Bilberry. So it was Bilberry. So would he trade a bag for a guy who hasn't played in the year? Maybe,
he might have,
but
considering
he
his
might.
history as GM. Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna. I'm doing it. I'm gonna say Yashin sat out 99 2000, and I'm gonna say the leading goal scorer was. I don't know if Dag ever led the team in goals, so I'm gonna say Alfie.
I don't even know if Dag was still around at this
29.
point. Alfie
I'm gonna say
29.
Alfie 29 because he didn't have that many super high goal scoring seasons. But like it's like I don't think he cracked 30, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt like he almost did. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to reveal this one in a little bit of a silly way. So you're right that this was the season that Yashin sat out. I was very curious whether you were going to say it was this one or the next one. I thought maybe you were going to slip there, but you're correct that Yashin did not play this whole season. And then, funny enough, 29 goals is the correct number, but it's not Alfie.
Is it Bonk?
Bonk is second with 23 goals, and there's actually a tie for first place. This is one of the years that I was surprised by. The tie for first place with 29 goals is Hossa and Sean McEachran.
I forgot this is when Hosa's getting good.
Yeah, this is when Hossa's getting good, and this is the Sean McEachran year. Yeah, so that's one of the surprising names on this list. I knew that McEachran was a good player, but I wasn't sure. Like, I never expected to guess him for leading the team in goals. So that one I
never would have gotten that.
Yeah, I had also guessed Alfie for that one, so we're both zeros for that season.
Wow. Okay. All right, so then it's
2000,
2001?
Yep.
I'm just going to, you know what? Now that I know that it was the season before that Yashin sat, I'm going to carbon copy. I'm just going to say, but did he? I don't know. No, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I said Yashin 40 for 98-99. I'm saying Yashin 40-001.
You have it. It's exact. Oh my God. This is crazy. You're like, I only looked at Yashin's Hockey DB like once. You got all the Yashin numbers. Holy crap. That's crazy.
Well, it works for me that he's apparently scoring 40 exactly or 30 exactly.
Yeah, there was a dead-on 35 and a dead-on 40. And he had a dead-on 30 for the first one.
I don't think I'm ever going to be able to guess. Like you said, I said 37 and one of them was 33. I don't think I'm ever going to get those. If it's a multiple of 5, I think I'm golden. But like,
Damn, you're killing it actually, because these are some confusing years where I was trying to remember who was coming up on the team and who was actually good at that point. So yeah, on to the next one. 2001.
I think the early 2000s are going to be tough for me.
Okay. We will see.
I don't think I'm going to get the number. We're at the point now where there's more good players, so it's tough.
Mm-hmm. This is where we're getting good, so there's lots of options.
Yeah, 0102. Yashin's gone.
He is gone at this point.
I feel like it's got to be between. I think it's got to be Hossa.
Yeah. And how many do you think?
I'm going to lock in Hossa. How many did he lead the team with the year before? 29? Or like tied to lead the team?
It was a tie with 29.
Yeah. So I'm going to say he improved on that. I'm going to say Hossa 35 for 2002.
This is another very funny one where I guessed the exact same thing and then we're both wrong again. This one, so Hossa had 31, but Alfie popped off with 37 goals this year.
I didn't know he had like close to another 40-goal season.
Yeah,
wow.
That outside of the Heatley and Spezza era, that's his best season in terms of goal scoring.
What a dude. Okay. All right.
So Alfie popped off on that one, and neither of us pick up any points for that season's guess.
Okay, so I'm gonna. So 0203, the Sens win the President's Trophy this season.
That's true. Yeah, record of 52, 21, and 9.
They are so good. And I know Hossa was amazing for the couple seasons, for the like several seasons leading up to the trade. I think I might. I want to say Alfie because I've been wrong on Hossa for Alfie, but I feel like I think I think regardless of the outcome, I think I have to go Hossa the next 2 years.
Thinking Hossa or are you thinking Alfie? What's it gonna be?
Okay, so 0203, the President's Trophy season, I'm gonna go Hossa,
Mm-hmm.
but how much do I think he fucking 29? Then he had what you said, 31. I would say Hossa 40.
Hossa 40. Ah, okay, yeah. So it's Hossa, and I had also guessed Hossa, so that means the extra point comes into play. That whoever was closer, he had
Okay.
45. You guessed 40.
45.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, Hossa.
And
Okay, dude.
and I guessed 40 or 38. So you get the extra
Oh,
point on that
wow.
one. Yeah. You're getting close to me now. I think you're gonna beat me at this point. The way this is going.
Oh, okay. And then
'Cause
it goes into the last season pre-cap era.
oh, that's right. Right before the lockout.
The last time the Sens and the Leafs met in the playoffs.
Man, I
So I think
haven't.
it was 03. It was 03 when it was New Jersey in the conference final.
I think so.
That was
I
like the
think
one
so.
time that the Sens didn't have to deal with the Leafs in the early 2000s, so they got to the
Yeah,
conference final.
and then they still blew it.
Um, okay, leading the team in goals. I'm just gonna say host. I'm just gonna say Hossa 40 again.
So Hossa once again. And you get the extra. Wait. Hossa 40. Yeah, you get the extra point again. I guess Hossa 42. Oh, you're
What was it?
closing in on me too. So it was Hossa 36.
Oh, that's a bigger drop off than I expected. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Oh, you're almost at my point total at this point. I finished with 19 in total, and you're at 14 already. You're getting all of these bonus points because I haven't.
The next two are layups though. Like the next two are layups.
Yeah. This is where I got a lot of my points. Because oh god, the I haven't gotten any of these extra points yet. I was like, well, if we both got it, but I was the closer guess, I haven't gotten any
There's
of
like
those.
a tiebreaker.
You've
Yeah.
gotten a few of those, so that's closing the gap.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'm just gonna
0506.
lock in the next two.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock in the next two because they're both Danny Heatley 50 on the dot.
Yeah, so they are both exact, which puts
Yeah.
you like already 1 point behind me. And then I had guessed I got the 50 in 07. I got that correct. But for the 0506, I didn't know that it was exactly 50 back to back, so I put 54. So I missed an extra point on that one. So damn, you've already caught up. You're killing it, dude.
Okay, and then
07, 08.
07, 08.
Yeah.
A bummer here. I think it was in 07, 01 started off like insane and then just kind of stumbled into the playoffs.
Yeah. We got beat by Pittsburgh that year, I think.
Yeah.
I think we were swept.
Oh God. Okay, so now we're getting into that kind of fuzzy area for me.
We still have pretty
07,
much
08.
the same guys on the team, but it's kind of
07, 08, and 08, 09. I know, okay. So I know Heatley didn't lead the team in scoring. I don't think Heatley led the team in goals his next two seasons with the Sens. I'm pretty sure he had 30 something both 07, 08, and 08, 09. Actually, I don't know why I think this. I think in 11, 12,
in
because I'm
11,
petty
12.
like this, in 11, 12, Milan McCulloch, who came to the Sens for Heatley, I'm pretty sure he had more goals that season than Heatley had in his last season with the Sens. We'll check on that later.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'll check on that later.
I think
Okay, 07, 08.
I think Milan
It's not-
McCulloch
it's not
2012
Spez.
is like one of those layup ones.
Oh, yeah. I know a weird amount about his season in 2020.
Yeah. I bought his jersey during that season.
Oh.
I don't have it
Alright.
anymore. I was like 13 years old.
Okay. 07, 08. It's not Heatley. It's not Spezza, so it's got to be Alfie.
Going with Alfie, how many do you think?
I'm just gonna stick with my multiples of 5.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice round number.
he
I
impressed
guess
me before. He's gonna impress me again. He put up 40.
You got Daniel Alfredsson's goal total dead on, but Heatley had 41 goals.
He had 41?
Yep, Heatley was ahead of him by 1 goal in this season, so no points on this one. That's a tough one because you got Alfie's stats exact. That's insane. And that's got to be one of the closest ones. I don't think there was too many where it was just a difference of 1 goal.
That is a wasted effort.
That's amazing. I picked up 1 point on that one.
I was so sure Heatley didn't lead the team 3 years in a row. I was so sure.
I'll say, I might as well just say this now. Regardless of whether it's correct or not, I guessed Heatley just 4 years in a row in this stretch. So I didn't get the exact one on that one, but I did get Heatley, so I got 1 point there. But now we have...
You have me doubting 0809 because I was so sure that it wasn't him in 07, 08, 08.
Yeah. Now 08, 09. That makes it tough because of what you were thinking there. I have to say, it looks like the whole team's scoring is just way lower this year, which makes sense.
Oh yeah, they missed the playoffs.
The arrival of Corey Clouston. Yeah.
I'm gonna. You know what? You've given me enough self-doubt. I'm going Danny Heatley, and I'm gonna say. I was so sure it wasn't Heatley, and he didn't crack 40. I'm gonna say Heatley 35 for 0809.
I am so mad because you're correct that it's Heatley, and you beat my guess of being closer by 1 point. I said 34.
Oh,
so you get the
multiples of 5.
Yeah, oh my god.
Me.
So you get the extra point there, which passes me at this point. The only way I can get it now is if I get some of those cheesy tiebreaker points, which I haven't gotten any so far, so I don't really expect to get any at this point. It looks like...
So what I'm learning, I got to stick with my multiples of 5 guesses. That's what I got to do.
We'll see about that. So 09-10. This is Corey Clouston era now.
They make the playoffs, and they lose to the Penguins.
Once again, the freaking Penguins.
Yeah. Oh, does Alfie have a good season here?
Heatley is gone at this point.
No one cracks 40 on this team.
Yeah, no shot. I'll say
like they probably made the playoffs in like 6th, 7th in the East or something. So
I'll say I'll be very surprised if you get this one. Which hopefully doesn't give it away. It makes
me think there's an injury. So I'm gonna say not Alfie. I'm gonna say 09-10. Who's on that team in 09-10?
I mean, it could still be Alfie.
09-10. Was it the 2010 playoffs that Karkner scored the triple overtime goal against the Penguins?
Yes, that's correct.
2010?
It is that year.
All right, I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna say the playmaker Stutzle led the team in goals with 25.
Ooh, very close, but no points on this one. Which is funny because 25 is the correct number, but Stutzle had 23. And the reason that I figured there was no way you're going to get this is because Mike Fisher led the team with 25 goals.
I never would have guessed Mike Fisher.
No shot. I was shocked by that. That was his career high in goals, and I would not have thought that would ever be the most on the team. My guess for that one was Kovalev. I had guessed him with like 24, but he only had 18. I just seem to remember him having like a 4-goal game, and then he like moonwalked at center ice or something. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
I remember Kovalev moonwalking, and I think he had a 4-goal game, but he did not lead the team in goals, so I was wrong on that one too.
I was at the game where Kovalev scored a goal for his 1,000th point, and the time on the clock was 10 minutes exactly, so it said 1,000.
Oh my god.
Which was scary. That was spooky.
Okay, apparently Kovalev did the moonwalk like 10 times, according to Google. He did it a lot, but I remember him doing it on the Sens. Anyway, 2010 to 11. Yep. That's it.
That was a bad year.
Yeah, this is the end of Corey Clouston at this point.
Let's go Now we're at the point where, like, because the team's bad, it's kind of like it's tricky. Like, it
Yeah,
could be Spezza, 2010-11. It could be Spezza. It could be McCulloch, but I don't think it was. I think he was only the 1 year he led the team in goals in 11-12. 10-11. Who was even on the team in 10? Like, they traded Fisher, they traded Kelly.
it's a tricky one. There's a bunch of guys that are very close to each other on this one. No
I'm gonna
real
repeat last time. I'm
standout.
gonna say Spets at 25 again.
It was Spezza 21.
Oh wow, okay.
So you get another
Okay.
point there.
That's worse. That's worse.
Yep. Yeah, 21 goals leading the whole team, and he only played 62 games as well, and he still had the most on the team. It is a little bit scuffed. You had Fisher 14 goals in 55 games, and he got traded away. And Kovalev
Right.
was also 14 goals, and he got traded away. Kelly was 12 goals, and he got traded away. So all these guys who were actually like in the top of scoring that year, just they were off the
Right.
team at that point.
Yeah.
So another point for you there, and we're into 2012.
11-12. So that's gonna be Milan McCulloch, and
It's basically, do you know
part
the
of
exact number?
part of me wants to guess a multiple of 5 because I want to be close, but I think is it 36?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
It was 35. So so
Why did I have 35? Why did I have 36 in my brain? Damn.
I finally pick up an extra point because I got that one exact, and because you got one off, then I was closer by getting exact.
Right.
So that's finally so right now the points is 21 for you and 20 for me. So you'd have to mess up pretty badly to lose it at this point, but you're doing quite well. I was hoping,
Weirdly enough. Oh, go ahead.
I know everyone remembers the McCulloch year, but I was kind of hoping you would mess this one up just because Spezza was only one goal behind McCulloch with 34.
Yeah, Spets had a weirdly good.
He
Yeah.
popped off that year.
And weirdly enough, I think I remember that McCulloch had a 9-game goalless drought. Like, I'm pretty
In
sure
that
McCulloch got
season,
hurt for a few games and then came back and didn't score for 9, and everyone's like, "What the hell is happening?"
I remember a game where he got a hat trick and 2 of them were empty net goals against Tampa Bay. He had one goal and then they pulled the goalie twice and he gets the freaking hat trick.
god,
It was goofy
that's
as hell.
amazing! I did not know that. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
I don't know why I remember that. I just thought it was the lamest hat trick ever.
Oh, all right. So 12-13
Yep.
shortened season,
Shortened year is correct.
and if I remember correctly, Spets is hurt for most of the season.
That is correct. He only played 4 games. I think it was
And
5 games.
this might be cheating. So, like, if it is, don't tell me till after. But Anderson's stats great,
Mhm.
and the team couldn't score at fucking all. Like, I think what was the total games played that season? It was 50,
It's 48.
48, and the leading scorer probably had something like high 30s or in points, I think, or maybe 40 points was the leading scorer on the team. Like, you don't have to confirm that. If it's cheating, we'll talk about it after.
Mhm.
But all I know is that the number's going to be friggin' low even for a lockout season.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say the team. This is Turris's first year with the Sens. I know that. I
Second year.
believe.
Second year.
Oh, second year.
Got him
was
the
he
previous
was
season.
he
Yeah.
11-12?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The Rangers series.
The
yeah.
Rangers goal. Yep. First one. He
First one.
somehow did that to the Rangers twice.
The 2012 playoffs, where I thought, wow, this is the emergence of Jim O'Brien.
Oh God. What a
I was
guy,
like, he's
Jim
gonna be
O'Brien.
a great third liner next season, and then just.
I remember memes about Dorian locking Jim O'Brien in his basement. It was like he just disappeared.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was still Brian Murray at that point, but regardless.
Yeah, I think Dorian took over in 15.
Yeah. Weirdly, Jim O'Brien came back at one point during
Yeah.
the Dorian era. That was so weird. I want to look that up now. I'm like, where did he go in between?
Okay, so 12-13. It's gonna be lame. It's gonna be Kyle Turris 15.
Very good guess. Because Kyle Turris is correct, and the goal total was 12. 12 goals in 48 games. It's so brutal. So brutal.
What was the leading point total on the team?
Leading points was also Turris with 29. That's gotta be like the lowest scoring team to make the playoffs.
I knew it was bad. But like that is, I was like, maybe they struggled to crack 40. No,
You're on the right track. So
what was Andy's save percentage that year?
Oh god, 940.
Was that his 940?
940, yeah. Ridiculous.
Where he couldn't win the Vezina because he missed like 10 games in a shortened season, so then you're screwed.
Yeah. So you're really pulling away from me here because you get the crucial extra point because I guess Turris with 18, so you were closer.
Okay, I'll take it.
You get that extra point. You're up by 3 points now.
That's freaky because in my brain I was like, it's probably going to be like 18, so I said 15.
Oh god. Oh.
I was like, there's no way he scored 20. There's no way. So I avoided that multiple of 5.
I think
okay, so
let me double check, but I think Gonchar was like third. Gonchar was second on the team in points. That's ridiculous. At the age of 38. And Alfie 39 was third on the team.
Yeah, because 12-13, was that Carlson's Achilles?
Yes.
So they missed
games?
Carlson.
He played 17 games, Carlson.
Did he score 14 points?
That is exact, yes.
Why do I know that? Okay.
That's insane.
So that was that's a season with basically no Carlson and Spezza. No scoring. And Andy dragged them to the playoffs.
Ridiculous. And Gonchar was an absolute beast. And Mathot, to be fair, as well. We brought him in that year.
Yeah.
I remember Mathot and Greiba was somehow a good defense pairing, which you think about that now and you think that would be freaking horrible, but somehow it was good.
Anyone with Eric Greiba, anchored. Okay, so then it's 13-14.
13-14. This is...
They missed the playoffs.
Yeah, no playoffs.
This is the first year without Alfie.
This is when
Bobby
Alfie
Ryan's
leaves,
on the
yes.
team.
Mm-hmm.
Clark MacArthur's on the team.
Bobby Ryan coming in hot.
We all thought that it was going to be like a 70 assist for Spezza, 50 goals for Bobby Ryan.
I remember that hype. It was ridiculous.
Okay.
It was not quite there.
This is tricky. I'm trying to think of Bobby Ryan's highest scoring season with the Sens, and I don't know if he ever cracked 25.
Let me double check.
I feel like he's always like 20. I feel like Bobby Ryan's like in the 22, 23 area most seasons. For 12-13, I'm going to say the highest goal score was...
It's 13-14, but yeah.
Yeah, 13-14, I'm going to say...
There's a bunch of guys that are really close, so...
I've got like Bobby Ryan, Kyle Turris, and Clark MacArthur all like bunched up.
MacArthur was surprisingly good this season.
I think I know MacArthur's goal total exactly either this year or the next, but I don't know if he led either year, which is tough.
I won't count this as your guess, but what do you think it was for MacArthur?
I think MacArthur had a 26-goal season with the Sens at one point.
Okay. Do you think that was leading the team in this season?
It might have been. Fuck it. I'm just going to say, 13-14, Clark MacArthur 20. I'm breaking my relative 5 because it's close, but Clark MacArthur 26.
This is another one where it's funny how close you are, but no points. Because 26 is the correct number, but it was Turris, and MacArthur had 24. So you're super, super close.
That's brutal.
One really funny thing about this season. Oh, Bobby was 23, so he was close as well. So Bobby and Spezza were both 23.
So I was right with who I was like.
Yeah, you were on the right track. That's a really tricky year because we sucked, but we weren't horrible. So we had guys doing decent, but other guys not doing well. Like, I'm just looking at this, and Kyle Turris was a +22, while Spezza was a -26. Like, that's an insane difference between like your first and second line. That's crazy.
Wasn't MacArthur's first season where he had that between the legs pass to Turris against Minnesota?
Yeah, I will never forget that. That was ridiculous.
That's incredible.
So no points for you, but I didn't get any points either on that one because I said Spezza.
Okay.
But that was a really tricky year. So now it is 2014-15.
What was? Oh no, I can't. I don't think I can ask this. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm also gonna tell you why I'm asking in case it breaks rules.
I'll decide.
So I know Jason Spezza put up an 80-ish point season fairly late on with Ottawa. Can I ask what season that is, or is that?
I think that's a bit much.
Okay. When was his last season with the Sens? Spezza's last season with the Sens was,
You will have to figure that out on your own too.
yeah. When did star player Alex Chiasson
Oh my
come to
god,
Ottawa?
Chiasson. Dude, have you seen that he's back in the league and he's scoring goals?
Is he back?
He got
I
signed
had
to
no
a
idea.
contract by Detroit, and let me find these dumb
Oh my
stats.
God.
He has 5 goals and 7 points in 11 games with Detroit in the
God.
last 2 weeks. Like what is
Good for
that?
him.
Just out of
Good for
nowhere.
him.
I couldn't
Good
believe it
for
when I saw
him.
him in the highlights. He's hanging on. He earned another contract in the middle of the season.
So we're at 14-15 now, the Hamburglar year.
Yes. This is a
I'm
interesting
trying to picture
year.
this team. Spezza was captain for 1 season?
Yes, that's
Or was
correct.
it 2?
It was 1.
It was 1 season. 13-14 was his last. This is a team with Alex Chiasson and star prospect Nick Paul.
Oh, yes, Nick Paul arrived at that point.
And then I think there's a pick in there that ended up whatever. What a stupid trade. What a terrible, terrible trade.
That was not good at all. It did not turn out well.
And then Alex Hemsky followed Spezza to Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Freaking Hemsky.
well, we'll always have that insane goal Hemsky scored.
I saw that live, and that's another one that I'll never forget. Just so random. Because we were totally out of the playoffs at that point, but he just popped off.
Yeah. Was that against Tampa?
It was against Tampa, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 14-15.
The Hamburglar run.
This time it's Turris again, but I'm going to say it's Turris. That's the difference. I'm saying it's Turris.
Definitely Taurus. What's your number?
I'm sticking with multiples of 5, 25.
So this one is Mike Hoffman as a rookie with 27 goals. And I got that one exact, actually.
I knew that. I forgot what his rookie year was.
It was the
He scored
Hoffman.
27. He scored 27 goals, and like 3 of them were on the power play because
Yeah.
for some reason they refused
They
to
did
put him
not
on the
put him on the power
play.
play. The reason that I remember this one is I don't know why I remember the number 27, but I specifically remember when he tied the game with the goalie pulled against Pittsburgh in that game where we came back from 3-0 down. Always remember that one. So I did get that one exact.
I was at my friend's house watching that at her place, and that was such a sick game.
Legendary moment. I unfortunately with my freaking scoring system though, even though I got that one exact, the way that I've done it, I don't think I actually get an extra point because of how that tiebreaker works. So I don't even get
I'm so
any
mad
ground
because
on it.
you know what you said name. You said name the leading goal scorer. In my head, I was like Mike Hoffman 27 1 year. I knew that.
Yeah,
and
you didn't know
I've
which
wasted
year.
it.
Yeah.
I've wasted it. I didn't think about what year.
It was really close too because Stone had 26 that season.
That's
so it's
right.
Off by 1 goal. Both of them as rookies.
Wow.
So then
Okay.
after the Hamburglar run, then we just totally missed the playoffs next year.
15-16. It's got to be Hoffman again, I think. I'm going to say Hoffman. Hoffman never broke 30 with the Sens for some reason.
He didn't.
His first season with Florida, he did, which is annoying. I'm going to say Hoffman 25.
So it was Hoffman 29, so you'll get 1 point for that.
Oh, he was so close.
Good guess. I had guessed Bobby Ryan on that one, which I don't think he ever actually did lead the team in goals. I should not have guessed that at any point. But I guess that's not really a spoiler because we know that's kind of where his fall off began around this time.
Yeah.
When Guy Boucher showed up the next year.
Yeah.
2016, 17.
Until the playoffs happened, and then Bobby Ryan looked so good.
That was so weird. Absolutely bizarre. He was terrible all year and then just a beast in the playoffs.
He was unstoppable in the playoffs. Wow.
But yeah, the first Boucher year.
The first Boucher year. Hey, NHL teams, if you hire Guy Boucher, he's 2 for 2. First year with the team goes to the conference finals. So
Yeah.
I think you should.
If you want some
think
playoff
about it.
revenue, just get him. And then fire him immediately after.
16-17. My quick answer is Hoffman again, but I'm wondering if 16, 17.
This is a tricky one, I'll say.
This is Turris's last full season with the Sens because he was traded early on, right before.
That's right. Yes, you're right.
He was
about
traded
that.
early on the next season, right before Sweden when they played the Avs.
Yeah.
Because of course they did. But did Turris score more goals than Mark Stone or Mike Hoffman? I'm going to say Hoffman 25 again.
Hoffman scored 26 goals, and Kyle Turris scored 27.
Oh no!
Very, very close. Very close.
That is so close.
Your guess was not bad though, because I had guessed Hoffman 29, so we both guessed Hoffman on that one. Now we are back to the team being complete crap in 2017-18. So this is where you get into some interesting ones, where it's not because we have a lot of good options, but more because the options suck.
With how good Mark Stone and Matt Duchene were right before they were traded, there's got to be one season in here where the leading scorer left the team 3/4 of the way through the season. So I got to keep that in mind. For 17-18, because it was the offseason of 2018 where they went to ARB with Stone. So Stone, this is not the year. So Stone was traded. This is Carlson's last year with the team, because Carlson was traded in the 2018 offseason.
Yes, that is correct.
Because his first year with San Jose was when they fucking went deep in 19. But I think Stone and Duchene stuck around until the deadline of 19, I think, or around then. So full season of Matt Duchene, who wasn't great and then was lights out for the last like 30 games or whatever. Hoffman's gone. After the season
Hoffman
as well.
is actually still here at this point. Or you mean in the off season?
After the season, sorry.
Okay. This one is a bunch of guys that are really close. There wasn't one guy who pulled away from everyone.
Mark Stone, 30.
Mark Scone. I almost said Mark Scone. Mark Stone had 20, which was in only 58 games, which is actually pretty good. But up from there,
I didn't know that he had injury stuff.
I forgot to until I'm looking at it now. He must have been.
Damn it.
Then up from there, though, Hoffman was 22, Duchene was 23, and tied with Duchene was Ryan Dzingel, also with 23.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Ryan Dzingel bust onto the scene that year. He was like the one.
He scored at an even
spot.
higher pace before he was traded the next year, I think, too. Eh? He scored like a really good pace before he was traded.
Might have been. I won't spoil anything.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, he was like the one bright spot that season. They were like, well, at least Dzingel's good.
Yeah.
I didn't get that one either. I guessed Stone 26, so we had similar guesses on that one as well.
Okay.
So yeah, Carlson is gone at this point.
Carlson and Hoffman are gone. Stone and Duchene are both traded.
I will say Brady Tkachuk is here now at this point.
Yeah. And I believe Brady Tkachuk has never scored under 20 goals.
That is true, I believe. Let me double check.
Which is pretty cool.
Should be. Oh, actually, in the short season, it was 17, but if it was a full season, he obviously would have.
Right, like on a pace, yeah.
Yeah.
He scored 22 goals his rookie season.
That's correct.
Why do I? Anyway, I'm gonna say for 18-19, despite being traded. Oh, who was having Matt Duchene was having an insane year. I'm gonna say Matt Duchene with traded at the deadline 25. Matt Duchene 25.
So this one is so frustrating. I also guessed Duchene, and I guessed Duchene's exact goal total with 27, but Stone had 28. Stone had 28 though. Stone had 28, so I didn't get anything either.
That's awful.
I had the exact for Duchene and still didn't get any points. That
sucks. Oh my god.
This one is hilarious because Stone 28 goals, Duchene 27, and Dzingel 22, the top three scorers, all traded. All of them gone in one season. Hey, I guess technically Brady Tkachuk was the top scorer at the end of the season with 22.
With 22.
Kind
I got a
of.
bonus point.
If you
Do
had
it.
guessed Tkachuk, that would have been very funny. It would have been
Yeah.
like technically correct, but not really.
Yeah.
So
Oh
now
boy. So now
our
it's
roster looks like
1920.
complete ass at this point. This is an interesting one though. I'm curious to see if you'll get this one.
1920 is shortened.
I hate that I couldn't get any of those extra points because you've been on a dry spell for a little bit here,
Yeah.
but still ahead of me.
This is tough. 2019, 20.
So once again, another year where it wasn't one guy way ahead of everyone, just a few guys who were close at the top.
Is this the rebrand year? I think it is, right?
No, that was the next year.
Oh, it was coming back from COVID?
Yeah, they rebranded at the start of the Canadian division.
Oh, okay.
So we were still the red jerseys.
So I'll save my Derek Stepan guess for next year.
Oh,
is what
yeah.
Oh, this is so hard. Okay, so who was even on the team still?
I cannot disclose those details.
Okay, I'm trying to think back, like when the season ended and the Sens were in the basement. This is so tough. Who the hell was even on the team? It's gonna be Guy. It's gonna be
It's a few
Who?
like
who would have scored more than Kachuk? Because I don't think it's Kachuk.
could be Kachuk though.
I don't think so. Who the hell was on the team? 2019, 2020. 2019, 2020.
Even though I can't catch you at this point, I'm just hoping that you don't get this one because I got it.
Oh,
I will say though, when I did it, I went from recent down to the end, so it might have been easier for me to remember this one near the start of my guessing, whereas you're all the way, you're in deep at this point.
yeah. I'm trying to work my way backwards as well, actually trying to figure out because
Trying to figure who
I
was
know
on the
last
team.
year. I know last year, but
Yeah, last year's the easy one. That's the easy points.
yeah. Are you including this season?
No, just up to last year.
Cool. So I know 22. I'm realizing now I don't think I know 21. Or this is tough.
This is the
I
first
need
one
to
where
just
you're
throw out a
like,
name.
this is the first one where you're totally stumped, to be fair. You've
I
been
am
done
like,
really well.
yeah, I think I've hit top 3 in all of them.
Probably, yeah.
If not top 2. Who the fuck? Oh, hold on.
What is this?
Hold on.
What's your epiphany?
Is this the year they should have sold high on Zach Smith? No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because Zach Smith put up like 25 goals one year, didn't he?
That is correct, but he's still on the team at this
He's
point,
gone.
so. Or wait,
Oh,
actually, maybe he is gone. I thought he was still here, but
when did Anisimov show up?
Zach Smith is gone at this point. Anisimov
Okay.
is there. He is there. The Zach Smith year was the year after the Hamburglar run.
1920. JG Pajot.
God damn it, no! You got it.
Ridley Gregg. And then
Oh.
I was like, who do they have left to sell? And
Do you want to guess the number as well?
the number is
He
was killing it.
I did not get the number. I only got the name. You've already beat me at this point, but we might as well get the correct stats.
20.
Okay, it was 24.
Wow.
Hey, and I had guessed 22, so I actually do gain a point there, but you gained a point as well. So,
There you go.
so it doesn't matter. But we'll get
Wow.
the accurate score.
I had to reach deep on that one.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you ended up getting it after all that time. And also, Anthony Duclair was behind him with 23 goals, behind by 1. So,
Oh yeah.
very close race in that one. Anthony Duclair, the one-season wonder for the Sens, and then we just randomly decided that we don't need him at all, even though he's still a good player.
Like, what the fuck?
So now
That's so dumb.
we have the season before last, which is the Canadian Division season. Short year, 56
2021.
games.
I bet you McDavid scored more points against the Sens than their leading scorer.
Yeah, I wish I could pull that up like really quickly because I bet
I
you're
would
right.
love to know that.
I bet you're right about that.
That was a painful season to watch.
It really was.
This is a tough one now. Like, who the hell is left?
This one I got
Also
wrong,
shortened.
and I was surprised that I got it wrong.
How many games was this season? Can I ask that?
56.
56. Okay, this is one that was 50.
Yeah, a little bit longer than the other short years.
I think I got to go Brady 20.
I had guessed Brady with 21. 21 goals is correct, but it was Connor Brown.
Oh, that's right.
The goal streak. Do you remember the 9-game goal streak or whatever it was?
That was so sick.
I totally forgot about that when I was guessing. That was unreal. That was such a weird stretch that he had.
I completely forgot how good he was for a season and a half or so.
The funny thing about this one is, besides Brown, you have Batherson, Norris, and Kachuk all had exactly 17 goals. So all tied for second.
Really?
With the exact same number for all of them.
Wow.
But
Okay,
yeah,
so I was in
Connor Brown
the
stole
general area at least.
Also, what we said about McDavid, living in the mist, coming through clutch in the chat, saying that McDavid had 21 points against us. So it was exactly the same as Connor Brown's goals.
That's wild.
Thank you so much for pulling up that stat. That's awesome.
That's such a good stat. That is such a good stat. Okay.
One more point and he would have outscored everyone on the Sens in terms of goals. That's crazy.
That's nuts. Okay. And then
we just have last year, yeah.
Which if I get this wrong, I should get Josh Norris 35.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
There you go.
I should have remembered Connor Brown. I can't believe 2 seasons ago I don't remember the leading goal scorer.
I couldn't believe I got it wrong too. I was shocked by that one. I think because he's off the team already, because he ended up getting traded, you just kind of forget about him already.
Right.
And he's thought of as more of like a third line defensive player, penalty killer and that. So
yeah.
that goal scoring streak was just out of nowhere entirely.
Oh. Okay, so what's the final tally here?
The final tally is 27 points for you and 21 for me, so you definitely ended up taking it.
All right. I'm pleased with that. I had a couple Hail Marys that worked because people on the team like to score in multiples of 5, which I appreciate.
Yeah, you got some luck there. And I will say, I think I did better with the recent seasons by a little bit, and you did way better with the older seasons. You were nailing those Yashin years for sure. So by the time we got to like 2010, you had like tied me in points already by that point.
I really lucked out with how I knew he missed an entire season, so I just
you got that. Yeah, you remembered the right season.
Trying to picture like I was like, I don't think he was traded after he sat out a full season, so like I had to play the risk of like maybe that 98-99 season was when he sat out, but since like I guessed him and I had that right, I lucked out with a bunch of guesses.
Yeah, you did super well though overall. I think that was a fun one.
That was really good. I might have to make a new one as well.
Yeah, I'd definitely be down to do more of these. I think it's nice to shake things up a little bit.
It's fun. It's fun. Either getting, depending on how you want to look at it, either showing how little we know or flexing our Sens knowledge.
Yeah, it's fun when you're the person who made the game, and then when you're the person who's trying to guess the whole time, it feels like torture.
It's so stressful.
It really is.
I'm gonna have to look back on like my face when I was trying to think of Pajot, because I'm pretty sure I looked like I was in agony. Like,
hey, you pulled that one out of the depths of your brain, though. It took a couple minutes, but I'm impressed that you managed to get that one.
I I just remember being like so torn because I loved the return and but I was also so upset.
Yeah, because he was just amazing that season and just the fan favorite the whole time he was here. So that was a tough one. But Ridley Gregg is looking pretty good at least.
Yeah. Also, I don't think we brought up on the show, but since the last time Game Over was live, he's done for the season. I don't think that was out
Yeah.
before that was post Tampa game that was announced.
Correct.
So
Yeah. Rough one. Him and Chikrin probably not going to play again. That's so sad just for our viewing pleasure.
yeah,
Especially when you see that Holden giveaway tonight. It's like, oh, maybe let's get Clevin in next game instead of him. After
that'd be fun. Just see what happens. Just see what you got.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, it should be an interesting end to the season. I hope that the Sens can at least keep things entertaining. They have been playing better lately, even though it was a brutal loss tonight. I think pretty much took away any last hope that we had of maybe getting to the playoffs. But hopefully still some more fun games down the stretch here. And you'll be back to cover the game on Monday against the Panthers, eh?
Oh yeah, I'm get ready, folks. You're going to be seeing my face for the next 6 games after this one. So, but luckily we saved a bunch of our games we can do together for the end of the season here. So
yeah, so it should be some fun shows.
Yeah, I'll have another trivia game set up for if we run into another stinker of a game. So
hell yeah, I can't wait for that. Well, not for the stinker of a game, but just to do trivia because it's fun.
Having an excuse to do trivia, yeah.
All right, so that's where we'll leave it for tonight. Leave a like if you enjoyed the stream, subscribe to STPN, and we'll be back, or Charlie will be back on Monday because I will be at that game. Hopefully a decent one against the Panthers.
All.
Yeah. Well, yeah, have a good night, everyone.
Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.